All right, how's everybody doing? We're gonna go ahead and get started here in just a second. Um, let me plug this in. Let me plug this in. All right. Moderation helps everyone feel safe. Okay, to build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers. Okay, cool. All right. All right, everybody. Happy New Year. I'm glad everybody is back. I'm not recording yet. I'm recording on YouTube, but we're not live yet on some of the other stuff. So let me. I'm trying to do some things here. Here we go. Let me get my phone up and going on Facebook. Well, I'm gonna go Facebook Live too. Let's see here. We're gonna go live on Facebook. Let me turn my camera around. There we go. Make sure I got this to where people can see what's going on here and not for it to drop the ball, so to speak. All right, there we go. All right, I'm going to start my recording. I'm going to start my recording and start my live on Facebook. Let's go live on Facebook in 3, 2, 1. We're going live on Facebook. How's everybody doing? Let's see. I don't say now I got a problem because y'all can't hear me on the thing, but you can hear me on Facebook. Facebook because I can't go live on Facebook and be live on YouTube at the same time with the same headset. That's the problem. I've got the same headset connected. So let me check my volume here again. Let me make sure that you all can hear me. Check my sound. This is being live stream. Let me test my sound. Make sure I can. Make sure I'm. Okay. Yep. Testing. All right, great. Everything's cool. All right, so I'm gonna have to do it a separate way. I'm gonna have to do it and just go live from YouTube on Facebook. So looks like that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to go live from YouTube on Facebook. So let me share this to Facebook and we'll get started. Email address. Where did that come from? Okay, please enter the correct password. I hate it when this happens. Excuse me, everybody. Y'all give me a minute. Y'all give me just 1 minute. Coming back for the new year, you know, it's kind of got to get things up and going right. Let me get on the right channel so I can share this correctly on Facebook, and then we'll get into this topic that we're going to be talking about. I know it's getting kind of long, and we're going to be talking about, you know, it's going to touch a nerve with some people because some people, you know, really, really don't like the idea that most carriers can profit from cheap freight. And I'm going to explain why that is. I know you all are probably saying, well, can nobody profit from cheap freight? Well, yes, they can. So, and I'm going to explain that here in just a second. Let me get this on Facebook. Let me get this on Facebook, and we'll go into that. Okay. Let me get that on Facebook, get it shared out. And I'm going to get it shared out to No, I'm gonna share it out to LinkedIn. Get it shared out there. Get that shared out there. And let me get it shared. Okay, so there we go. All right, so we're on Facebook and we've got it shared out. So let's go ahead and get started here. Right? Close this out. Go back over here to my course here. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I'm muted. I gotta mute myself out. Okay. That's shared out. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and make this happen. Let me go ahead and start my recording. Y'all give me just a second. Sorry about this. This is Calvin with RBBS. Hello? Hello? All right, everybody. Let me check my mic again. Testing mic. Testing, testing, testing. All right, so the mic check out. All right, so all right. Sorry about that. I was in the phone calls when they come in like that, they interrupt the system. So let me go ahead and start recording again. Recording pause. It's gonna start my recording and we'll officially get started. All right. Good evening, afternoon, everyone, and happy new year. This is a new year, 2023. We made it. So we made it to 2023. And we got a lot of dispatch firms and freight brokerage firms and things out there that didn't do so well in 2022. We did okay. We didn't do as well as we expected, but we did okay. But 2023 is already shaping up to be a great year because we've got a lot of new things, a lot of changes that we did for 2023. And we got we revamped our website. We our corporate consulting for freight broker startups, that's in full swing. We have a few freight brokerage firms that we are managing for, and we have one freight brokerage firm that we're still waiting for the contracts to be signed for us to take over that freight brokerage firm and run their freight brokerage firm, run their day-to-day operations. So we got a lot of exciting things going on. We're gonna be hiring a lot of people, a lot of the freight broker agents, sales agents, booking agents and stuff. So we're gonna be hiring a lot of people this year. When I say a lot, I'm talking about somewhere to 60 to 100 new employees every month. Okay, because we're looking to grow the freight brokerage firms that we are managing. We have several freight brokerage firms that we're going to be managing this year. So we're looking to grow those firms and make those firms extremely profitable. So that means there's going to be a lot of job opportunities, a lot of great paying job opportunities. All these opportunities are going to be paying somewhere in the neighborhood of $140,000 to $265,000 a year your first year. So get ready for it. We got a lot going on, a lot to talk about, a lot going on. Well, today, what I want to start off talking about is, look, I've been seeing a lot of posts on, social media, on, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, a lot of the trucking groups, and someone posted a post on one of the trucking groups, and they posted I think it was a dispatcher, and they posted that someone that they got to carry a load from I think from New York going all the way over to Washington State, and the load was paying like $4.67 per mile. And and the comments were, "Oh, that ain't no money. You can't make no money like that. I don't know why you bragging about that. You just gave someone a SHIT load. It's just all that type of stuff. I don't know why y'all post about this cheap freight. Can't nobody afford to run that kind of freight. Well, that's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. Okay, look. Some carriers can afford. A small percentage of carriers can't afford to run cheap freight. Okay, now I'm going to explain this to you. The majority of carriers can run cheap freight. Okay, let's look at it this way. Owner operators make up about. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and start sharing my screen because I want to show you all this. And we're gonna go and Google something real quick. So let's go and Google this real quick. Let's Google the number of owner operators in the industry, in the trucking industry. See, number of owner operators in the trucking industry. Number of owner operators in the trucking industry, let's say 2021. Okay. It's about the most current, number here. So let me move this out the way. Okay, after extensive research and analysis, Zipper Data Science team found that there are over 679,127 owner operators currently employed in the United States in the transportation industry. Okay, that's one account there. Let's look at it again. Make sure we got a somewhat of an accurate number here. For policyadvice.net says that trucking industry size in the U.S., according to the U.S. Department of Transportation, there were 996,889 for-hire carriers. Okay, now 813,440 private carriers and 83,000 and some odd on the other side. Okay, now let me put this in another area because this is not Google. I hate when it takes me over to this thing right here. That's Yahoo. Yahoo never gives me some great, accurate stuff, but Google usually gives us a better results. So let's put that same thing in Google and let's see number of owner operators in the US. All right, so here we go. All right, owner operators are vital to the economy according to American Trucking Association. There are 3.5 million truckers. That's not owner operators, that's truckers in the United States. And of those, 800,000 are owner operators. So there's your answer right there. There's approximately 800,000 owner operators in the United States. However, there are 3.5 million truckers. So where's that other 2.8 million truckers coming from? Those are coming from large trucking companies. Those are company drivers. Okay, company drivers. Now, when you look at the differentiation in the numbers there, when you look at the differences in the numbers there, owner operators can't afford to pull cheap freight. No, they can't. But this number over here, that 2.8 million, they can afford to pull cheap freight. And I'm gonna explain to you all why that is. Cheap freight is a matter of circumstance. That's what it is. Okay. No, everyone can't pull cheap freight. Definitely those people who own their own trucks and paying a truck payment and paying, some all that type of stuff. Now, out of 800,000, I'm on an operator. About 30% of those can pull cheap freight because most owner operators, they have a lien on their truck, which means they have the trucks are financed. They have a truck payment that they have to make, and truck payments are expensive. Let's face it. I've seen truck payments be as much as $900 a week. I mean, literally. So truck payments are expensive. I've seen lease payments for trucks, be as high as $2,600 a week. 25, 2,000, 1,700, 1,500, or so per week. I'm not talking about per month. I'm talking about per week. So when you look at it from that standpoint, no, those guys can't afford to run freight that's paying $2 per mile, $2.20 per mile. Not even some of them can't even afford to run $3 per mile. Okay, but I'm gonna break this down to you all and show you all by the numbers how large trucking companies can afford to run freight and make money on $1.90 a mile. They can make good money on $1.90 per mile. And we're gonna break this down to you. Let's go over here to the load board real quick over here on direct freight. Y'all, that's one of my favorite load boards. Let's take this load right here. You got a load right here that's going from Lyndhurst, Virginia to Portland, Oregon. That's a refrigerated load. Okay. It's paying $6,000. It's $2.17 per mile. It's going to total of 2,769 miles. Now, an owner operator who owns his own truck, chances are, no, he can't run that load. Okay, but let me let y'all know something. Most loads on the load board are leftover loads anyway. Okay, if you're depending on a load board to make your money, to run your business, you're already in trouble. Okay, we manage a lot of freight brokerage firms, and as a freight broker management firm, we see this a lot. Most of a freight broker's money is made through direct contracts with trucking companies, large trucking companies. I'm not talking about the own operators. Are made through direct contracts between large trucking companies and brokers, the broker carrier agreement. Okay, broker carrier contracts. That's where most of the money is made for brokerage firms. And the same thing with a lot of these large trucking companies. Why? Because brokers have what's called a bulk package load. We're able to negotiate with shippers and get a small margin. And we're not talking about, and I don't know where y'all think brokers get these large margins from. Some of y'all think brokers make $2,000 a load, $3,000. That ain't the case. The most of brokers gonna make is probably about $600-700 per load. On average, about $400 to $600 per load. That's what a broker makes on it. Because the margin that they negotiate, no shipper is going to agree to a margin of 30%. Come on, really? 30 to 40 to 50%? That's crazy. Every shipper out there is not going to agree to a margin no more at max, maybe 20% margin. On average, the margin that brokers get from shippers are usually somewhere between 8 and 15%. So it averages around that 10 to 12% margin. And let me show you, and just to show you what a margin looks like, let's say the shipper has loads that it has, let's say it has a bunch of loads that it's running and they are paying $3.25 per mile on it. So you got 3.25. Okay. And then what happens is a broker will come in and ask for a margin on that. They'll ask for they'll try to get 20%, but they're probably going to wind up getting like a 12% margin. So they're going to get 12% on top of that as their margin. That's the money that they make for moving that load at 325. So they're going to get a margin of about 12%. So that's going to be, let's say plus 12%. Okay, so their margin is 39 cents per mile. That's their margin. That's their margin. It's 39 cents per mile. Now, let's say their average load is going 769 miles. Or let's say it's this load right here that's going 2,769 miles, right? 2,769 miles. So that means that the brokers is going to get paid on that load at 39 cents per mile. The broker margin on that load, 0.39 times 2769. 2769. So the broker is making $1,079 on that load. Why? Because it's going a long ways, but they're only getting 39 cents on that. The carrier is still getting their what? You know, now on this one, it's paying 217. But if the carrier was getting that, what we base that margin on what? We base that margin on $3 and what? We based it on something. What was it, like 325? I think it was. I'm not even sure what we based it on now, but we based that margin on like 325. We see it. Let's say it's like 325. So that 3.25 times 2,769 times 2,769. So in this instance, the carrier will be making almost $9 grand. Okay. Now, the broker is making decent money on that load because it's long miles. Remember, they've only got a 12% margin. That's 39 cents per mile, based on the $3.25 per mile on the load that ship is paying. So the carrier still gets the $3.25 per mile, but the broker gets 39 cents. Now the broker can take that margin he has and he can use that to make that load more attractive, or he can take that margin and put it on a lower price load that they have to make it more attractive. He can move some of that money around. This is how brokerage firms work. I'm giving y'all an inside track on how brokerage firms work. Okay, they can take that margin. In this case, it's like $1,000 and some odd dollars is the margin because it has long miles. It's $1,079. They can take, if the broker says, okay, I want to take an extra $500 to put on this load to entice a carrier to grab it quickly, make it more attractive. They can take from that $1,079 another $500 or $600, whatever you want to do, put it on that load, and now their margin is around $500 or $400. You see what I'm saying? They're making $400 to $500 on their margin, which is about the average of where brokerage firms want to be anyway. Any brokerage firm really wants to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 to $600 on their brokerage fee. Ideally, $500 to $600 on their brokerage fee. That's their margin. That's what they make on each load. That's where they ideally would like to be, especially on long haul loads. Okay, so that's the more realistic view of how brokers get paid. Now I'm gonna show you all why big trucking companies can make money on cheap freight and why other owner operators can't make money on cheap freight, and the difference is, but it's all relative. It's all relative. Let's look at one of these loads that's not paying very well. All right, let's look at this one. Well, here's one right here that's paying $2 per mile. Paying $2 per mile, it's going 1,654 miles. Now, so that's paying $3. That's paying $3,300. Okay, $2 per mile. Now, of course, most owner operators can't run that load. They're not going to make any money. And here's the reason why. All right, let's take a company like Night Transport. Y'all forgive me here for a second. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Again, you know, we are. I keep getting calls in. I need to turn my phone off. Let me turn this phone off so I won't get these calls in. All right, let me turn this phone off so I won't get the calls in, and I'll just have to call people back once I. All right, there we go. All right. All right, no more interruptions. All right, good. All right, sorry about that. All right, as I was saying, as I was saying, yeah, I'm very busy. People calling about training, people calling about, you know, brokerage firm management, just a whole bunch of calls here. I normally get about 60 calls per day. But anyway, as I was saying, let's say you got $2 per mile. Okay, a large trucking company can't run that. A large trucking company can run that low and make good money on it. On an operator, you know, one man on operator or a small trucking company, they can't make money on that. And here is the reason why. Here's the reason why. Okay, let's look at a company like Knight Transportation, or they merged with Swift not too long ago, or Warner, or JB Hunt, or Snyder, or Heartland Express, or any trucking company that has more, any trucking company that has more than 100 trucks can run cheap freight. Pretty much any trucking company that has more than 50 trucks can run cheap freight because they employ company drivers, and company drivers make somewhere from the low end 22, 28 cents per mile, on the high end 53, 56 cents per mile. On average, company drivers get paid about 38 cents per mile, 38 to 42 cents per mile. So let's go with 38 cents per mile. All right. So on a load like this one, that's paying $2 per mile, it's going 1,654 miles. So a company driving organization that has, like, Knight has 2,700 trucks. Let's look at Knight Transportation. 2,700 trucks is what they have. So they're paying their people about, they're not even paying 30 cents a mile. They're paying about 32 cents a mile. They're paying about 0.32 cents per mile. Okay. That's what they're paying. Okay. Now, that's what they're paying their drivers. Let's look at what it's going to cost them fuel-wise to run that 1,654 miles. All right. Let's look at fuel. Okay. The average fuel right now, fuel has come down. I think it's back down to about what, 372. Let's make sure we got that right. Let's check the fuel prices. Let's check average diesel prices. Average diesel price. Let's look at the average price of diesel right now. All right, the average price of diesel right now looks like it's about $3.23. So it's come down. Okay, diesel has come down. Okay, the average, $3.39 per gallon. It's about the average diesel price, but let's check it here in Florida real quick. Yep, that's about right. Average diesel price. Well, diesel is a little bit higher. Diesel is about $4.70. Current average $4.70. So, so, so let's look at that. $4.70. So let's look at the diesel. All right. So with that being said, a truck only gets 5.56 miles to the gallon, right? So 479, 4.79 is the price of diesel right about now, divided by 5.56 equals. So it's costing them 86 cents per mile on fuel. So they're paying so they got 86 cents per mile on fuel. That's 0.86 on fuel plus 0.32 on what they're paying the driver, about 32 cents per mile on average for large trucking company. So right now they're at an operating cost of $1.18 per mile. That's That's how you get your operating costs. That's your operating cost. $1.18 per mile is their operating cost so far. Now they've got maintenance or whatever, but a lot of these large trucking companies, they don't have truck payments. No, because they buy their trucks, they fleets. They don't have truck payments. They have insurance, they have maintenance, they have that type of stuff. Insurance, right now we at $1.18. So let's remember that. Insurance for the average owner operator is running, I see the insurance be $1,800 a month. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, but let's go ahead, let's go check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Insurance, average semi-truck, semi-truck insurance. Insurance cost per month. All right. All right, here we go. Let's look this up. Find a good number here. All right, the average semi-truck insurance costs between $3,000 and $5,000 per year. So let's go with the higher number. Let's say $5,000 per year. So let's go with the higher number, $5,000 per year, divided by 12. So you're looking about $416 per month on the average truck insurance. Okay, $416 per month. That's the average semi-truck insurance. Okay, so there you have it right there. Okay, $416 per month. All right, so if you're looking at that right there, that's $416 per month. How do we break that down for the insurance cost on, running that many miles or whatever the case may be? So $416 per month. You run that, it's gonna take how many days to run that load, a 1,600-mile run? 3-4 days, maybe 600, well, 500, 3 days, 3.5 days. So it's gonna take 3.5 days, 416. Divided by 416 divided by 4.33. Oh shoot, come on, Calvin. 416 divided by 4.33. I'm breaking it down to the number of weeks. Then we'll break it down to the day. Then we'll break it down to the miles. So it's $96 and something per week. Trucks usually run a 5-day a 5-day week run. So divide that 96 divided by 5 is about $19 per day. All right, it takes 3 days to run that. That times 3 to run that load. Times 3 is going to use $57. So you're running about, how many miles you're running per day? 1,637 miles. Let's see what the miles were on that again. The miles on that were 1,654. So you're looking at 1,654. 1,654. And we were looking at what? $19.20 per day. About 1,654. All right, so $19 and I'll make sure I'm doing this right, everybody. $19.20 divided by 1,654. All right, so $19.20 divided by 1,654. So it's really only costing them about 11 cents. Not even, it's gonna run them about 11 cents per mile. I'll take that back. There's an easy on the on the insurance. $416 per month, by whatever is divided by on the days, $19.20 per day. It's going to take them 3 days to run that. You divide that by 1654, and that's where you get your mileage on your what it costs them, insurance wise. So here's what you got right now. We've got the what do we have here? We had $1.18 plus about 11 cents per mile. So let me go back. So you got $1.18 plus about 11 cents per mile on your insurance costs. All right, so you got 1.18 plus actually it's 0.011. There it is right there. So $1.19, so far right now. Okay, that's the operating cost so far right now. So we've got your fuel, we've got what you're paying your drivers, we've got your insurance and your maintenance. Let's put maintenance kind of high. Let's say maintenance costs on average. Let's say even if maintenance was averaging out to be 15 cents per mile, and that's really high. That's really high. Plus another 0.15. So you got $1.34. Okay, that's their operating cost for a large trucking company. Okay, now remember, because they're dealing in bulk, they got a lot of trucks. They're getting a lower fuel. They're getting a bigger fuel discount because they're running a lot of trucks. Their fuel discount cards are giving them a lot bigger discount. They're getting better rates on insurance because they got a lot of trucks. They're getting better rates on everything because they got a lot of trucks. But even if everything's all equal, they can operate on about $1.34 per mile. A regular owner operator can't operate on $1.34 a mile. They can't do that. I don't care how you look at it. So on $1.34 per mile is about the average operating cost for a big company. On this load right here, that was paying $2 per mile. There it is right there. On this load right here, that was paying $2 per mile. Oh, come on. Try to move this out the way without moving everything. This load right here, that was paying $2 per mile, going 1,654 miles. Okay, so that 1.34. So you got $2 minus 1.34. That equals 0.66, I think. Let me make sure I got that right. You got $2 minus 1.34. 66 cents. So that means a large trucking company is making 66 cents per mile. That's what they're making. Okay, they can make money on that on average because here's the reason why. That load is going what? That load we looked at was going how many miles? Come on, Cal, I keep doing that. That load was going 1,654 miles. So that means that that trucking company will make that time 1,654. That means they're gonna make $1,091 on that load. Okay, and that's after fuel, paying the driver, insurance costs, maintenance, whatever you want to put in there. They're averaging about $1,091 on a load that's paying $2 per mile. Okay, a owner operator can't do that. Okay, an owner operator cannot do that. So this is the reason why you see a lot of stuff. When I see stuff on Facebook and on a lot of these groups, and people are complaining about somebody taking a load that's running $2 per mile, or a dispatcher dispatch the load out to someone for $2 per mile, or they dispatch the load out to whatever, or a freight brokerage firm assign a load to a company for $2 per mile. Now you got to remember, Most of these loads that are paying that kind of money, they're not assigned them to an owner operator. No, they're not being assigned to an owner operator. Chances are they're being assigned to a truck within a trucking company that has what, 50 or more trucks. Because anybody that has 50 or more trucks can make good money on a $2 per mile load. That's good money to the majority of trucks out there. Remember, there's over 2.8 million company drivers, and there's only about 800,000 owner operators. So quite naturally, most owner operators can't make that, but the majority of trucking companies can make that. And brokers deal with more than owner operators. Brokers deal mostly with bigger trucking companies. If a broker is getting in 2,000 to 3,000 loads per day, about 1,500 to 2,000 of those loads are placed with big trucking companies through contracts that they have ongoing. Well, trucking companies like Night Transportation or whatever the case may be, average broker firm may have 500 loads that Night takes every single day. And those loads will be paying $2.34 a mile. Well, that's good money to Night Transportation, because Night Transportation got what? 2,700 trucks. In this scenario right here, if all Night Transportation would run that same load at $2 per mile, that's that right there times 2,700 trucks. If they was running that every 3 days, well, it takes about 3 days to run that load. Night Transportation is making $2,947,428 every 3 days on a $2 per mile run. If all their trucks were running that type of load. Okay, so you can't tell me that there's not money in cheap freight. People are not making money in cheap freight. Well, Night Transportation and some of these other companies, they're making buku money on cheap freight. So that's every 3 days. So that's about, multiply that times about 2. That's about $5 million, almost $6 million per week, 52 weeks in a year. Looking at $306 million per year. And you telling me that can't nobody make money on cheap freight? That's a lie. Okay, you can't make money on cheap freight because you may have a truck payment that's too high. You can't make money on cheap freight because you had bad credit or something happened when you couldn't get your truck on a line of credit where your truck is actually paid for and you're just paying your line of credit, paying like $200, $300 a month, but your truck is paid for because you got it on a line of credit. Don't be so quick to downplay people because they made a smarter business deal than you did. Don't be so quick to jump on and criticize people for running cheap freight loads because you wasn't in a position to make the deal that they made on getting their equipment or getting their trucks or whatever the case may be. Okay, if you want to make money as an owner operator, you got to make smarter decisions and smarter choices about how you get your equipment, about how you run your truck. Okay, take for instance, if you went out and you financed your $160,000 truck or your $60,000 truck or your $70,000 used truck or whatever the case may be, if you finance that bad boy and you're paying $900 a week, $800 a week, $500 a week, $2,400 a month, then that's where you make your mistake at. Okay, but if you worked on your credit and got your credit to like a 680 and went and applied for a business line of credit and got a business line of credit of about $175,000 or $225,000, that's just like a business credit card. Your interest rate your interest only payment on the money that you are using from that is about 3.25% to 4.25%. So if you buy a truck that's $140,000, $170,000 new truck, you're only using a part of that line of credit. You still got left over. You got a $225,000 line of credit. You still got left over about $50,000 to $70,000 line of credit left over after that. That's available. You use $170,000 of it. Your interest only payment based on 3.25% is probably going to be about $550, $580 per month. Now, if that's the case, then guess what? You can afford to run cheap freight and make money. Because The name of the game is not about how cheap the freight is. The name of the game is about how much money you can make on the freight. That's the name of the game. And the way you increase your profit margin to be able to run more freight is to lower your overhead so you can run cheaper freight and still make great money. That's the key to this game. That's the key to this industry. And we see this a lot on our end managing brokerage firms. We see this a whole lot on our end in managing brokerage firms because, it's just how we see it. We run into this all the time with brokerage firms. We run into this all the time, seeing this because we are seeing these type of deals all the time. So don't be so quick to, get upset about people, running cheap freight, and because you can't run cheap freight doesn't mean that they can't, run cheap freight. Cheap freight is just a matter of circumstance. It's a matter of circumstance. Okay. So, but most carriers can profit from cheap freight. And if you are a brokerage firm, this is how you make money. This is how you make money running your, brokerage firm. You have to, bring in large carriers, do direct broker contracts, because the majority of the loads on the load boards, that's leftover stuff. That's stuff that nobody wanted from your big contracts, and you put them on the load boards to let people pick over them. Loads on load boards are people picking over bones. That's basically what it is. They're picking over the bones. They're picking over the carcasses. They're like vultures. You're picking over dead stuff. That's stuff that nobody else wants. All right. So if you're a brokerage firm, you make your money by, on your direct contracts with trucking companies. If you are so when you're negotiating with shippers, try to get shippers to give you a bulk quote on margins. Like if a shipper is saying, well, most people try to negotiate with shippers, and they go the wrong way about it. Doing it. The way I negotiate with shippers and have been very successful is when I'm talking to a shipper, I ask them, first of all, how can I help you move more freight? And they'll tell me, well, we already moving good freight right now. We got a lot of brokerage firms already signed up. Okay, well, let me ask you another question. How can I help you move the freight that you're not moving? Because you said you got a lot of brokerage firms signed up to move most of your freight, but you're not moving 100% of your freight. So my next question is, so are you moving 100% of your freight? Well, no. Well, then my question is, how can I help you to move the freight you're not moving? Now, I'm going to show you how I'm going to turn that around on. Now they're willing to talk to me about the freight they're not moving, the lanes that are having difficulty. I'm running lanes in. I'm listening to them. And I'm saying, okay, well, let me ask you a question. Would you be interested in this? Okay. You said you have brokerage firms who are moving your freight already. If you would give me 80% of your freight every day, all your freight that you're currently moving right now at $5 per mile, I can move it for 50 cents per mile less. Now that don't sound like a whole lot. And all your freight that's moving at $4 per mile, I can move it for 50 cents per mile less. So in other words, all the freight that you have that you're currently moving right now, that's above, that's at $3 per mile or higher, I can move it for 50 cents less per mile. Because I'm not going to be promoting that freight to owner operators. I'm going to be promoting that freight to large trucking companies that I've signed on, because those large trucking companies can make money on $2 per mile, $2.10 per mile, $2.30 per mile, $2.50 per mile. So if I'm getting your load that you are currently paying $5 per mile on, I would take it at $4.50 per mile, present it to a large trucking company at $4 or $3.50 per mile, and my brokerage firm is making $1 per mile to 50 cents per mile. And they're making buku money because they can run their fleet on $1.30 per mile, or $1.50 per mile, or $1.60 per mile. So that 66 cents per mile, $1 a mile, $1.50 a mile is going to make them a ton of money. It's going to make them millions of dollars. And I'm going to make great money because I'm going to move freight every day, all day in bulk. And then whatever's left over, I'm going to put on the load board and let owner operators pick over. That's freight brokering, people. That's freight broker. Okay. All right. That's all I have for today. I just want to come over here and give y'all a quick little, you know, training tip, freight broker tip. Look, our new freight brokers training that we have right now. As you can see here, we redone our website. Okay, you can register with us right now. Register for our next freight broker training course. We have guaranteed career placement. That's right. We have guaranteed career placement. After you finish our 2-week course, we're going to place you with a brokerage firm, one of the brokerage firms that we are managing. We are managing several brokerage firms, so that's how we can guarantee you a position with those brokerage firms. Now, with these brokerage firms that we manage, the way you operate or the way you're going to be, the work that you're going to be doing is not going to be nearly as much as a normal freight broker agent would be doing. Okay. When you're placed with one of these brokerage firms, they are running underneath our strategic plan, our operational strategies. In other words, you're either going to be, let me go ahead and click here and take you over to our enrollment page. You're either going to be one of these two right here. You're either going to be a freight broker agent, or you're going to be a freight booking agent. Okay. Now, with our school for freight brokers, here's what it involves. It's a 2-week course, and our next course starts on February the 6th. Okay, registration fees have to be in by January the 31st. The registration fees and the course fees have dropped dramatically because it's all done live via Zoom with live instructors from our vocational school. We used to have people coming here, but because of the rise in the rise in COVID and RSV and flu, and you have to have extra insurance now, we decided to convert all of our on-site training to online training live via Zoom. It is still a 2-week course, still a 70-hour course. It's still from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Fridays. We break on Saturdays and Sundays, come back the next Monday through Friday. That's the course. We from 9 to 12, you break for an hour, then you come back at 1 on the Zoom, come back at 1 and finish up at 3. Okay. Each night there's a quiz that you have to take. You take the quiz as many times as you like until you pass it at a grade of 70. And then at the end of the 2-week course, you have a final exam. If your average scores of all your quizzes and your final exam average out to be at least 70, you get your certificate. And then we place you with a brokerage firm, guaranteed career placement. Now, with these brokerage firms, you are only going to be doing one or two things. You're not going to be doing the whole job as a freight broker agent. You're either only going to be calling shippers to get shippers signed up with that brokerage firm, or you're going to be calling carriers, trucking companies, get those trucking companies onboarded with that brokerage firm. Now, I'm not going to go into the percentages because I don't want to leak everything that we're doing. But if you want to know more about this, give me a call, 866-973-6445, and I'll kind of break it down to you. Okay, extension 1. But to attend our guaranteed career placement course is $1,850. We've partnered with we have partnered with a firm where it's only going to, I don't know why it's not registered right here, but we are partnered with a firm. It should pop up here. We have partnered with a firm where this course is only going to be like $116 per month. There it is right there. Okay, you can as low as $116 per month with a firm. So we are partnered with a firm, so you can actually pay for it by the month through a firm. But the deadline to go on and register for this is January the 31st. The course starts on February the 6th. They have other courses. If you click here, select course date, it gives you the course dates that you can register for. You can pick this one, or you can pick the ones, the future course dates. But if you want to get in the next course, the next course starts February the 6th, okay, 2023. All right. But it is guaranteed career placement. You get everything you're gonna ever learn about, freight brokering, how to run a freight brokerage firm, how to broker freight, and plus we're gonna place you with the firm where you're gonna make great money. And on average, people who we place with these firms, they're averaging somewhere between $140,000 the first year, upward to about $265,000 the first year. And if you want to know how that's done, I'll break that down to you. If you just want to give me a call, 866-973-6445. After I finish this broadcast, I'll be more than happy to speak with you about that. All right. So there you have it. There you have it. That's what we're doing now. So I hope everybody gets on board. If you're interested, let us know. We also do freight broker management for those of you who have a freight brokerage firm and you're not doing so well. If you're struggling in your current freight brokerage firm, if you are struggling in your current freight brokerage firm, we offer freight broker management. Okay, we offer freight broker management to those of you who are struggling in your current freight brokerage firm. And if you're thinking about starting a freight brokerage firm and you've already decided to get your freight brokerage firm, you might want to consider freight broker management. Okay, freight brokers who are earning a minimum, freight brokers, if you're not earning a minimum of $15,000 per day, okay, if you're not earning that, you need freight broker management. Okay, and what you can expect from our service is years 1 and 2, we're going to have you somewhere between $2.5 and $5 million in yearly revenue. By year 5 and 6, we're going to have you around $20 to $40 million in yearly revenue, and by year 10, we have you at $500 million to $1 billion plus in yearly revenue. Some of you are probably saying, Calvin, that's a crazy amount of money. No, it's not for a brokerage firm. That's run of the mill for most successful brokerage firm, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to make you a successful brokerage firm through our unique strategies. As it says here, our consultants will implement a national recruitment campaign, train your executives and agents, implement performance-based residual compensation, enhance your revenue, increase your productivity and efficiency, thus creating an efficient business model designed to streamline your operational functions in a way that easily scales in order to generate consistent revenue growth and avoid stall points without adding excessive extra costs to your bottom line and or resources along the way. Okay, ask about our no upfront fee option for services. Okay, so if you're serious about the success of your brokerage firm, give us a call, 866-973-6445. That's 866-973-6445, extension 1, or you can send us, an inbox us on Facebook at Freight Broker Management. That is at Freight Broker Management, or you can go to our page, which is RBBS LLC Corporate Consulting for freight broker startups. All right. So, but anyway, that's what it is. And like I said, today, I just wanted to explain to you all, what cheap freight is. It's because that term cheap freight gets a bad name, and it's just relevant. And people say you can't make money on cheap freight, but that's far from the truth. Most trucking companies can make money on cheap freight. A lot of owner operators who made bad decisions, they can't make money on cheap freight, but most trucking companies can make money on cheap freight. All right, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to stop my share. Thank you all. I appreciate y'all joining me today. Don't forget, we are our training for our Dispatchers Network. Our network training starts back up on this Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like always. And we're going to have a lot more stuff coming up this year, a lot more things that we're going to be doing on YouTube and things like that. We've got a great new website. Go to it, RBBSLLC.com. Go ahead and go to our new website and look at all of our training products and things that we have. We have a freight broker starter kit packet that you can order for just $29. It's a great packet. It lays out everything you're going to need to be a freight brokerage firm, what you're going to need to be successful. It's going to give you all the real costs and registration fees and everything that you need to have to be a freight brokerage firm, so you know what you're getting into before you get into it. Talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody.